Hello everybody. In this video we're going to continue working on our application and making the database connection. So let's get started. So the last thing that we did, we just finished the product page the way that we wanted to see it, without data of course, but it is there. And we create the categories model, and probably we can use, let's create another class. Let's create the product class, product. And this one should be, and I'm being lazy right here. So all this over here. We'll have the ID. Let's call this one product ID, product name, and let's remove the price. And let's use the category ID, right? Because we're going to link it with the category, and that will allow us to have a public category. We'll get set. Okay. Let's make this class public, just to have it access everywhere. And let's go back to the categories one. Let's make this one public too. And I will add over here a public list of product, and it will call products in plural. A simple get set equal new, right, for the automatic implementation, pretty much. That should be more than enough that we actually need. And this pretty much the same stuff that we saw before. So now that we have our categories and we have everything, we need to do our database context in order to connect to the database. So before that, we are not going to be handling the migration the same way that we did before. If you want to proceed, you know how to do it. I just want to keep this as simple as possible. So I will just do a right click in my solution, manage my node package. I will go to browse and I will look for entity framework core SQLite. And we're going to install this one, the latest stable, install it. I say that you want to install a bunch of dependencies. We say okay. We agree with the agreement for all those dependencies. And that one will be it looks like we have an issue with category. Let me see. Category page. Yeah, we have to go back right here. Oh, it's complaining about the change this to go back in plural. Sorry, in uppercase. It does for naming convention. Let me see what is happening with the products too. And this one to use the discard. Let's copy this one over here. Now this one we should be able Click, go back, perfect. And this one should be able to go back. There you go. Yeah. So why is complaining? Line 13. Because we have only one column. This is where I have like a bunch of spaces there. I don't know what is that error. Yeah, let's continue. Sorry for that. Let me see if 13 is still working the way they're supposed to. Okay, categories page, product page, and here we're supposed to be able to select the category. And yeah, that's it. Perfect. Okay, sorry for that. So we have everything already there. We just inserted or nugget package. So we should be able to have a simple database context, and let's call that SQLite database context. So it will actually, where should be a really good place to put it? Let's put it inside the model. Even that is not a model, it will use those. So let's put it there. And let's put a new class. And that one will be called SQLite database context. And the only things that I will do with this one is it will be a DB context. DB context. And for that, it's complaining. We need to import Microsoft Entity Framework Core. Perfect. And the only things that we need to do for those is we create a couple of database sets. So we call the products and the categories, and let's put categories first. Categories and products, right? And then we're going to override our configuration. So let's do a simple protected override or unconfiguring configuring. And we need to have our DB context options builder. And let's call this options. And we need to do options use SQLite. And here we need to add our connection string. And we want to keep things simple. And let's put let's call this data source equal, let's call this db.sqlite. Right, and we need to call our base the unconfiguring, and we need to send these options to there. And that's it. We just, this is going to automatically be created in our database. So what we need to do it now is we need to initialize that one at the beginning or main window whenever it's actually get executed. So something that we can actually do, probably not the best way to do it, but it works. Let's create public void, let's call it a database function. And in that one, we just have a simple using var DB context. That's going to be from our new SQLite DB context. And for that, we need to import it. Let me check the error. Yeah, I need to import that one. And for this DB context, the link is that I need to call is going to be my database ensure created. And that will just verify that the database exists where it's supposed to be. And in order to call it, after we initialize our component, let's actually before that, we just need to make sure that our database is in there. Now this one didn't like it. Why didn't like it? Oh, we'll do this one over here. There you go. So if we execute this now, we will see that everything runs the same. We actually don't see changes at all, right? Let me just cancel it. And let me open my Solution Explorer. You will see, well, my database is not here. Yeah, because the way that we do shit through here, the execution, it doesn't happen in the root folder. That would actually happen here. Let me show you. Let's click here where it says show all files. And the execution will happen actually here in bin. So we will go to bin, debug.net 5 for Windows. In here we have a database SQLite file. And that's the one that was just created. In order to show you that is the one that you've been created, let's actually open our browser for SQLite. Let me open a database. And that one is my user, source, repos, and we call navigation database example, bin, debug.net 5, and we have the database SQLite here. And we have categories and our products table. So migrations are not working, but we can actually see where those categories have category ID as the primary key and the category name. And our products has the product ID, product name, and the category ID. That one goes to the products category foreign key. We have a constraint. Reference to the category ID itself. So we saw that everything was created for us and the new indexes in there, it was created automatically. Of course, our database doesn't have anything, but we have the database just created. So that's pretty much the way to do it. If we want to have the database, in this case, in our main folder, something that we can do is in the navigation solution, we can do a right click and we can actually open the file explorer, or actually we'll better copy full path. And after you copy the full path, let me remove the old files. Let me go back to my SQLite database context, and I will add that full path over here. Of course, removing the project solution. If I save this, in my case, it's just going to point to that particular folder. Now, I don't want it, but if you want to have it like that, probably will be actually better for you if you do it like that. So for now, let me just revert back to simplify stuff. There you go. So now we have that, and we have our tables created. We can actually start adding new elements. Some things that we can actually start doing, and let's start working in adding new categories. It's the simplest one. So let's go to our solution. Let's go to the page, categories page. And actually for this one, let's go to the page over here. When I click add a category, I want to add it. So this text box, let's put a name in there. Let's call this new category name. And let's add a click. And that click should do something. Doesn't give me the example. Oh, click with lowercase l. Oh, there you go, new event handler. And let's call this add category. So now we can actually do here, and let's rename this to add category. And we can do a couple of things. So let's initialize our database here. Of course, for that one, we need to import it. And that was used over here on models. There you go. And now we can actually do a simple if statement. And we can say new category name dot text is not null. Let's proceed, right? We're going to do, and let's actually put that one inside here. And we can use DB context, those categories dot add, and we're going to add a new category. And we need to send the category name equal to a new category name text. Now the new category text is going to be empty, and we can actually send call the go back element. Let's say we can actually call it like this, and now we can. So let's just print this one, and we should be able just to add a new category. Okay, that should be more than enough. The other things that we need to start doing, actually let's keep it like this. So we should be able to go to categories and put here first category, and I will add it, and I put now second one, and I will add it. The first thing that we need to verify is that actually worked is in our DB browser. Let me open my database, and I had it right here. If I go to browse data, my category is not there. Oh, I know why it's not there. I never save it. So after I add the category, I just need to save my changes. Then I just empty the text box just in case and proceed. Let's see. Something didn't like it. Do I miss it? Oh, I'm missing a semicolon over here. I don't know why. Execute. Let's call this one first. Let's call this one second. If I try like this, oh, it works. Oh, so it's not null, it's empty. So we need to do that checking. But that will allow us to see here, if I do refresh data, we can see the first, second, and the third one that is actually empty is right there. So we were able, through the window, to actually start saving elements. We learned that our text is not null, so we just need to verify that this is not equal an empty string. And that should be more than enough. Let me delete the current record, right? And let me save write changes over here. And that should be more than enough. Perfect. Now that we have that, I want to see the categories that I already added in my application. For that, we need to go to the main page. And we have that little combo box over here. We should be able to show them over there. So let's put this one here. Let's call the name. Let's call this cat list. Let's actually cut combo box. Main combo box because we have another one in the products one. So let's call cat main combo box. And we go to our main page CSS. And here we need to do that liking. So let's put, after it's going to be initialized, we're going to create how we call this, connect to the database itself. Let's call sync database, and let's create this method. And for this sync database, we need to use or say DB context from our database. Let's import that one in order to see it. And we just need to do something really simple. Let's do var categories equal DB context. Let's call this one how can we call it? How can we call it actually? Okay, actually let's call this We have our categories, DB context dot categories. And we put it on to list of type category. So we read the database and we say if categories is not null, we're going to our categories main combo box or cat actually main combo box dot item source equal categories. And we need just to select in this case, and this is link queue. We need to select for every category just the category dot category name. This should be more than enough. Let's execute. And this is going to go with Primo go to see all my categories. I will select the name and it will put as a source for my combo box. So the window just opened and this combo box that it was empty before, we had first and second. Right there. Pretty neat, right? We can go something here. Let's add, I don't know, tier 1. And we add a category. Our combo box now have the tier 1 already listed. So that's the way that we can actually add categories. Let's, in this case, I'm not deleting through the app any categories, but you can actually implement that as you want. In my case, I will delete the file. Mint book, this one. In order to create it again. Ooh. Yeah, that allowed me. So let me actually change what I was supposed to do before. Let me copy the path. Let me remove the old files. Let me go to my context. I will put my path right here. And that will create a new empty database where I should not see any category anymore. There you go, it's empty. At category A is there. Let's add B, C, and D, and all of those should be on the list. So yeah, it's working. Let's close this one. Perfect. Let's do something really similar in our product page. We have that one right here. So this one, let's call the combo box. Let's put the name category CB. Let's call it PCB, product combo box. And because I'm being lazy, let me just go to my main page. Let me copy this one for sync the database. And I will put that one right here too. The difference is Yes, I need to import my SQLite. That's okay. I'm going to import the category, and this one will be my products. There you go. And now this sync database need to be executed after we initialize the product page. That will allow us to see the same categories that we have here. Now it should be in the product page right here. There you go. And let's change the size of this one, it's too small. This will font size equal 24, align text alignment. Can I do that one? No. Vertical alignment center. There you go. Let's put this one 36. Then copy this to properties, and let's put that one in the main page from my combo box. There you go. Okay, now it's more readable, and that one should be, oops, in the product one. There you go. Perfect. So we're able to see the categories, and we're able to do that. Now we should be able to add a new product, and let's see how to do it, because we are not saving on the combo box, we are not saving the category itself as an object, we're actually just getting the name. So that means that we need to do some kind of lookup, and it's not the best way. Probably we have like a list item with that object with the value, and with the value will be the ID. We look for the ID, stuff like that, like something better. But for now, we are going to be looking for the um, product itself, for the category through the category name. So let me go back to my products page CS here actually first. And the add product, let's create a click event. New event handler. Let's call this one new event handler. There you go. And let's call this one add product. And let's go to the CSS. This will need to change to add product. And we just need to do a simple validation. Oops. Combo box, we have categories. And text box, let's change this one to be, how can we call this one? New product name. So we do a simple if statement, and we say if for category PCB um, select tech index, we say is not -1. I don't know how that actually works. Let's see. When it's -1, that means that we can do a simple, let's do message bulk.show, and let's show the cat pcb.text. There you go. Let's see, if it has something, we should be able to see the selection. And we're verifying when the selection is different than -1. When it's -1, that means that nothing is selected. So here, nothing doing, but we select B, we should have a message box with a B. There you go. And we go to main, to empty it out, it doesn't do it. So that we are able to see the index of the selection. So we should be able to do that. And what else? We need to see that new product name dot text is not empty. Too beautiful, right? It's not. Can I do this? No, I can't. And I have an issue. What is the issue here? Fix formatting. What is complaining here? I'll probably have an issue with my and. There you go. As simple as my and, it was not the correct one. The method is not that. That should work. Whichever doesn't. And let me just copy that message box.show or new product name dot text. So this is just a simple double validation. We need to have something selected and the name need to be populated in order to be able to add it. So let's verify if that's actually working out. So this one does nothing. If I select, it should still do nothing until I put something here. So we have the category and we have the product there. Perfect. Now having that, we should be able to working with our database. So let's copy the code from our category here. So we're going to do the DB context, right? And then we need to look for the category. And let's call a simple category cat equal database.categories where, and here we actually have the link queue. And for every category, let's call it keys, where every c dot category name is going to be equal as the cat pcb dot text. And we're going to get the first element. Yeah, no, this is lazy, but it's working. And now we have the category right there. So now with the category, the way that we had it, we should be able now to do a simple DB context dot products add, and the product we're going to be adding. Actually, we're going to get a category, and then we do category dot product dot add, so we can actually have the link in there, and we have a new product with the product name equal this one. And this one is without this. Okay. Now we do a div or DB context, save changes to save everything, and let's just reset. This one will be equal -1. This one will be equal empty. And we should be able to go to the main page. Right? So what we are doing is we are getting the category. As we have a category, we're going to add to the products of that particular category the new product name that we just created. And we save the changes of the database. Let's see if this actually works. Let's put it over here. Let's select C, first product. We add it. And let's see our database. And I have the file open. Actually, I really need to open it again because I changed this. Where it's located. Yes, I select this one. So I see my categories there, and my products is there with the category ID 3, because my category ID 3 is the C. Perfect. So we'll be able to add the product the way that it's supposed to. Really? So now we have a way to add categories and to add products and how to link those categories with the products. We have almost everything done. I want to do is a simple query now for the data grid to be populated with the product itself. And let's do that. And that will be really, really simple. It should be going to the main page. Let's add an element to the category, to the category main combo box, and let's call it whenever we select an item. We need to do something. Oh, whenever we click it. Selected value, no. How can we do it? It should be just the click or the change. Data context change? No, I don't remember. Let me check my notes. Sorry for that. Let me check really quick my notes. Selection change it. There you go. Okay, yes, create a new. Well, let's call this one sync. Let's call this one sync data grid DG. Our data grid, we need to have a name, and let's call it main data grid. I don't know, up to simple like that. So I want to do it whenever I select something, I want my data grid to be populated. And we call it a sync data grid method, and that should be main page. And let's call this one to sync data grid. There you go. And the only things that we need to do is something similar the way that we selected the category, right? So we need to do our category, and let's call it cat, just to simplify. And actually we need to use the database first. So let's put it over here. We do DB context dot categories dot we do the where for every category. We should with the category dot category name equal to my category PCB main CB dot text. I'm going to get the first element. So we're going to bring the category, and that will allow us to get a list, and this is going to be a list of product. Let's call this list plist, and it's going to be a simple database. Oops, what I'm doing? Let's call this plist, and it will be as simple as database.products database context, actually. We're going to get the products, and I'm going to do a where statement for every product where product.category ID is going to be equal my category.category ID, the one that we just pulled it up. And we're going to convert this to a list. And I was mentioned before that this is actually a list of product. Okay. Yeah, as simple as that. I really like how we can do different elements with or complexity in one line with link QE there. It's actually really neat. So we generate a list from products, but we're just getting those products where the category is the one that we selected in the combo box. It's pretty much what we're saying here. And doing that, we just need to do our, and how we call it, our main data grid dot item source equal to my list. And that should be enough. So that data grid should be empty most of the cases until we select C here. So if we do A, oh yeah, oh, what is the issue here? What is happening with the exception? Hmm. Let me see what is actually happening. Give me a second, guys. Okay, yeah, probably here. Yeah, the text is not the best way to get it. We probably need to get the selected item and send it as a string, right? So we have exactly the same type. Whenever context was probably that's what I was complaining about. Yes, so let's try it again. So we should be able to select, yes. And we can see that it actually get automatically the different columns. So we selected several, it doesn't change. When we selected C, we can see our first product was right there. And yeah, the category actually shows you different, but I want to go to the how to actually show the information that need to be there. Right? We want to do like a nesting and we need to change the template a little bit. And I don't want to move forward with that much information. I just wanted to see that the connection is working. So let me add a couple of products. Product here. And let's add a second of another. So we can have several products for every just adding random ones. Let's put it on the second product in C. And let's give only one for D. Only one. There you go. So that will allow us to A to see two different products, to B to see those three crazy random wells, or C we can actually see the list there. And yeah, everything is working. We can add categories, the lists are getting there. We can add to other, and now we can list it. Perfect. And we can navigate. So this is a full-blown application and it connects to the database. Show me a page, different pages, and we can add elements, and we can add the different elements there. I'm gonna go to details to the data grid. I believe the last video actually do that, or your book actually help you a little bit how to change the text and the template for everyone, and will allow you for the nested element how to actually export it and get the information that you need. In this case, probably the best course of action will be just get the category name of that category model, the way that we had it right here. Other than that, yeah, I believe we have everything. And we have it over an hour. So it should be more than enough. So I hope that you like it. I hope that I were able to show you the process. It was a little more messing around here. I know it's not the best looking one, but it do the job. And we're able to connect to a database, show different pages, move away from here and there. And it's a really simple, quick example to allow you to understand that. Other than that, I will say let's wrap it up. Any question, any doubt, don't hesitate to reach me. Happy coding, everybody.